What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to all my subscribers. Shout out to everybody running up those likes and dropping comments. It really does help push out my push my videos out with the algorithm. If you don't know what to put as a comment, bend a smiley face, a thumbs up, something along those lines. I do respond to 99% of my comments. I'm a little bit over 600 subscribers. Can't wait till I get to 1,000 so I can go ahead and go live and talk to everybody straight up like that. It's gonna be really, really cool. So I'm gonna jump into this video. It's basically actually, hold on a second. My Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. If you want to bless me or show some love and support me, throw me a donation. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Just throwing that out there. Link will be in the description. But back to the video. Homeless self-defense. Now, my point of view is going to be different from everybody else's, just like all my videos, right? So all my videos, I believe that I have a different aspect of everything that I bring into it, from my point of view to, you know, me being humble and chill, to actually very practical stuff. Like, I think that I come from a different spot where I tell everybody, and I think my information is quite useful. And if it's not useful, at least it's it's information, and maybe you find value in it or entertainment. You know, so as long as you're rocking with me and watching, that's cool. So first things first, homeless self-defense. The people that seem to have the worst problems with this is the people who don't want to fight. If you don't want to fight and you put that vibe out there that you're scared and you don't want to fight, or you're not, you're somebody who doesn't care if your stuff gets taken away. If somebody steals it from you, if somebody runs up on you, anything like that, that's who I see it happen to the most. When you are willing to fight, and when you are willing to throw arms, when you have little arms but throw hands, if you're willing to stand up for yourself, one, you'll have more friends. Like, let's say this is a jail setting or whatever, right? If you were in jail, even if you lost a fight but you stood up for yourself, what generally would happen is hey, that guy's not a punk. And people won't hang around with people who are weak. You know what I mean? And if the streets are like that, I think it's a little bit more. I think it's like steroids. If you're in jail, like it's even bigger. The streets, it's the same thing though. If I wouldn't hang out with somebody who got his backpack taken and didn't do anything about it. If he couldn't do something about it, that'd be different. If he just willingly give his backpack, then no, because what your friends around you say something about yourself. And unfortunately, in the street type of roles and stuff like that, it does matter. And this is the first time you're watching my videos. I am homeless. I live in my car. I have videos explaining why I'm homeless. I have lots of videos of other content. So if you like this, subscribe and then watch the other videos later. Especially if you have questions about something, I may already have a video about it. So go ahead and check it out. So I know that it's a little bit callous and there's no empathy when I'm telling you guys this. And in a perfect, we don't live in a perfect world where there's roses and rainbows. If somebody won't defend themselves, you can't really hang out with them. You can't, it makes you look weak. Now, let's say, for example, it was a woman or a child. That's totally different. If they're a grown-ass man, or let's say that they're a weak man who's like in a wheelchair who couldn't do it, that's totally different. I don't like coming from a place with no empathy, because of course I want people to win. I don't want that guy to take your stuff, but I also want you to be able to stop it. You know what I mean? And if a person was worried about stopping it because there's more than one person, there's a gang of them and stuff like that, then at that point, I could stand with somebody who's like, hey, there's just a lot of them, man. If I could just get a one-on-one, I want to get this person, but there's, he's got too many brothers. I would stand up for that. Like, all right, dude, why should you have to fight all five of them? Oh, because they're oppressing you. That's the name of the game. and it really be like that. I normally talk nicer, where it's like, normally is like that, but it sounded funny, normally be like that, but it does be like that. That's how a lot of gangs actually started, was to stop oppression. And like almost anything in this world, something that started off, good and noble, turned a little bit on the bad side. And a lot of those people, not all your brothers are your brothers. So maybe from the outside looking in, you think that they're solid with a lot of people, and you have to fight them. If somebody's from a gang and tries to steal my backpack, I don't care where they're from. You know what I mean? If somebody tried running up on me in my car, it doesn't matter. Yeah, life is cheap out here. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even if you give up your stuff, they're probably still going to do something to you. You know what I mean? Not probably, they will. Pizza man outside my house gave up his money. He still got killed. and that's when I used to live in an apartment and everything else. So that stuff definitely does happen, and it does happen quite often. The way I think and the way I am as a person is, if you pulled something out like that on me, you're going to use it anyways. So I'm gonna, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go with dignity and respect. And I know those are definitely some sins. Pride is pride is up there, and I have a lot of pride. Felt like I was getting sidetracked a little bit, but I want to stay on topic with this stuff. So it was homeless self-defense, right? A lot of people talk about different fighting styles, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In my opinion, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu isn't going to help you out here. I mean, I guess it can't hurt. Maybe it'll help a little bit. I don't want to come off like that. But the truth is there's so many rules that make a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu effective inside of an octagon ring. No eye gouging, no kicking while the person's already got his knees on the ground. There's just a lot of stuff. Can't grab somebody's groin, grab it and rip it and twist it and pull it off. That's a great fighting move. What's a fighting style that talks about stuff like that? And the only one that pops into my mind is Krav Maga. Krav Maga is, they go after their five sentences. I think there's 5. Your vision, your taste, your hearing, your touch. You know what I mean? They go for the throat. A lot of the stuff that they talk about is those are dangerous moves. So if you could do a move that's dangerous in a street fight, that to defend yourself, that's exactly what you should do. A lot of it is preparing yourself. I wear glasses, right? I can see without my glasses. However, when I drive, I prefer to have my glasses on. In fact, I have to have my glasses on when I drive, right? But if I have a feeling something's going on, I take my glasses off. I can walk around just fine. I don't want to get hit and wear glasses. And it's normally not like that too crazy. In fact, a lot of times people are if they're going to attack you, it's more than one. I'm just talking my area. It's normally going to be more than one, and their objective is to take your stuff. So how do I defend myself? Around that, I don't walk around like I'm an easy target. I have no problem stopping from walking. If I'm walking and I see somebody eyeball me, I have no problem stopping and staring at them very awkwardly. I've even screamed stuff at people. What the hell are you looking at? Stuff like that. Of course, I'm not going to do it now, but I have to be in the moment. Nobody is impervious. I could give you advice, and why I'm doing this video, somebody try to run up on me, and then this video will go viral because you see what the hell I do. You know what I mean? You should definitely, if it's legal to carry a pocket knife, go ahead and do so. If you were to use it, I would suggest not showing that you have it, and not showing that you're about to use it. Cup it in your hand and do what you got to do. You can turn anything into a weapon. Knee-high socks, put a rock in there. It's kind of like a lock in a sock, except it's a rock in a sock. One of the biggest things is I was touching on in the beginning was literally, showing that you're not afraid. Showing that you know what's up. Also, some people can talk themselves, have a good talk game or something like that. I guess I don't. There's nothing I can say. All I know is that if you have that look in your eye and you're coming close to me, I already, I'm not going to talk you out of it. I'm not going to I'm going to believe you. If you pull something out on me, you don't have to convince me. You don't have to give me the warning shot. I know what you're going to do. And if you weren't going to do it, you should never pulled it out, to begin with. And I've been stabbed before. I've been shot at before, but never shot. I've been hit with all sorts of weapons: baseball bats, brass knuckles, fist packs. Had a bottle busted over me, metal pole, 2x4, and I'm not glorifying stuff. I'm not 50 Cent here. I grew up really, really bad. I grew up in bad areas, and I've been jumped several times. And it sucks. I've had, that's how I learned how to fight. Was being beat up, dude. Now it doesn't matter if you're 300 pounds if I hit you in your throat. I'm a lot bigger now than I was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was a scrawny little kid, man. I was strong, but I was very, very skinny. I'm telling you, I was literally, I don't know, I was still 120 pounds when I was 21 years old. So that gives you an idea. was 120 pounds, and yeah, when I hit my growth spurt, yeah, I shot up, you know, but that's about it. But I was always really, really skinny and small, but very strong. And I used to lift weights. You know, I still lift weights now. I just not as consistency, you know, as consistent as I once was. But I feel like I'm getting sidetracked again. Another thing too is people. In my opinion, people that have face tattoos and stuff like that, unless they have prison ink that they did something to earn it, I mean, I don't get intimidated by that stuff, and you shouldn't let that intimidate you either. The same thing about somebody being really, really big. Somebody who's really, really big and showing that they, you know, they got a big chest, they got a big arms, they're very, very tall, they're walking tall, they got face tattoos and stuff like that. To me, what that tells me is they don't want you to mess with them, right? Like, it's kind of like you know, because you didn't have to put the tattoos on your face. You didn't have to have them exposed like that. And like regular tattoos on your arms and stuff are very, very common. So is face tattoos. But they don't intimidate me. They're not a shock value. In fact, it tells me that, you know, that you probably were you know, victimized a lot and abused a lot yourself. And now you're from a place where you're not gonna let that happen, and now you're putting a warning sign out there. You know, that's what it looks like to me, as a warning sign. You know, like, you want attention and you're giving warnings. I've seen where people, you know, are really, really big that wear baggy clothes and you couldn't tell they were big, you know, and they did that on purpose. They didn't want you to know what they had underneath their shirt. They didn't want you to know how strong they were until they put their strength on you. You know, it's kind of like the art of war. You know, when you're weak, appear strong. When you're strong, appear weak. You know, but even if you are really strong, somebody can still get you no matter what. So my advice is don't go out looking weak. You know, look people in the eyes. Mean what you say. You say what you mean. You know, you don't have to always be the person who wins, but you got to remember something. This is a very dangerous game. This isn't elementary school where somebody just might push you and you call that a fight. No, out here, you're leaving in an ambulance, if you know, nine times out of 10, you know. And just because you get knocked out, or just because you stumbled, that just means that they're going to jump on you more, and they don't know when to stop, and there is no stop, you know, like for a lot of these people. And I can relate to it because I've been on the receiving and giving end of that. You know, I'm not going to be on here talking about, you know, being a victim and stuff like that. No, I've gotten my hands dirty when somebody crossed the line and I had to defend myself. It's hard to turn it off when you know, it's hard to turn it off once it goes on. To touch on some of the stuff I said about, you know, like the face tattoos and the really big size, how like to me it's like a warning for people to not mess with them. You know, it's because you know, like, does that mean that they're bad people and they're, you know, projecting stuff? I think it's more of like a warning sign. You know, like, they're advertising that they really don't want to be messed with, you know, and I could understand that, right? But to me, it's the quiet people that are extremely dangerous. You know, it's the punch that you don't see that knocks you out. It's you know, it's the person that you never thought about who would run back up on you and get their get backs. That person that you didn't think much of. That's normally the person who's, you know, got it in them to go all the way and go crazy. And you know, to touch on that point, you know, so I did talk about the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, how I guess anything is better than nothing. However, it's, in my opinion, it's the rules that they put in place that you should be doing. You know, eye poking, eye gouging, throat hitting, pulling somebody's groin, headbutting, rabid punches, all that. You know, throw on the ground, knees, kicks, elbows. You know, I'm not talking about the Rocks people elbow. I'm talking about, you know, taking your elbow and really cracking somebody with it. Your head is very, very, like, most people's heads are very, very strong and can take a good hit, especially on the top of it, right? I've won fights where people broke their hands on me, you know, and that felt good too. I actually had somebody break their hand on me, hitting me in the mouth. That was a good one, because that dude had long arms and I was trying to get in close and he was just popping me. I was just trying to get close to him, and you know, the guy could fight, you know, till he hit me in the mouth, and that happened to his hand. Hold on a second. Should not be creeping up on me. I'm at my truck stop. I know this video is a little bit on the later side of things. I've been just hustling, trying to work. Today was a halfway decent day at work, which is nice, because lately there's been nothing but a lot of too many drivers and not enough orders with Uber and DoorDash. So today was halfway decent, which is good. Basically, that just means that I get to pay for my insurance for another month. And without insurance, I'm sure those apps would like, I'm sure that they would be notified instantly if my insurance lapsed or my policy was no good, and then I wouldn't be able to do it, and then that would stop me from making money. And that's not what it's not what I'm about. It's going to be a tough week for me, because it's going to take everything for my insurance. But I'm just just talking, making the video a little bit more interesting by little tidbits of information that I share. But to sum everything up. Well, not even to sum things up. So that's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? Boxing. Is boxing good? I mean, yeah, throwing punches is good, sure. But I would say that the best one would be Krav Maga. Krav Maga, I've seen where they show you how to take a firearm from somebody's hand, how to disarm them with a knife, multiple attackers all at once. The best thing, though, is, in my opinion, is speed and aggression. Speed, because you're going as fast as you can to hurt somebody, in aggression. Like, what is the level of violence you're trying to inflict on this person? Let's say, for example, this person assaulted your mother, and you're really close to your mom, right? If they assaulted your mom, you're going to be fighting that person a lot different than somebody who walked by and tried to, trip you. You know what I mean? Or somebody that you walked by and they were, trying to steal something from you. Of course, you're going to go hard no matter what, but there's a level of aggression when you're fighting for something you love. The way that I do it is you fight because you know what will happen to you if you don't. And what that means is there's a good chance that if you get knocked out, they're going to continue doing it. If you are already knocked out and they do that, I mean, people can maim you and scar you up. And I know, because I've gotten the scars from it, and it doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? So that threat level of me thinking that somebody's going to do that to me, because that's what somebody tells me when they're trying to attack me, is that they want to do that to me, and it's my objective to defend myself. And the only way I know how to defend myself in that situation is by stopping them from doing it to me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to eye gouge. I'm going to break your nose. I'm going to hit you in the throat. You're going to find out that I can take a lot of hits, and that me being able to take a lot of hits might just buy me enough time to land something on you that you can't take, and that's really what it comes down to. The bottom line is though, I don't like fighting, don't want to fight, but I'm not going to let anybody steal anything from me. I've been in a lot of street fights. In fact, if I talked about how many I was, and it'd be really easy for me to tell you stories of it. It's easier for me to tell you stories where I got beat than it is stories that I win, and it's because I don't like talking about it. I don't like the way it feels. This is for educational purposes only. This is my opinion on stuff. Should you ever let anybody steal from you? No. And how angry do you get about it? Me, I'm so angry that they did it. It wouldn't matter if there was cops around. I guess we're gonna both go to jail because we're both fighting. If you stole something from me, it doesn't matter that there's cops around. It's just how I am. It all depends too. Let's say, for example, it was a friend who took $1 out of my glove compartment. That's a lot different than me walking to use the restroom and some crackhead running up on me trying to take my wallet and hitting me with a 2x4. Like, okay, now that you hit me with a 2x4 and I'm still standing here, now let's play. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, those things do happen. It doesn't matter how old you are. General area, even if you're in a good neighborhood, if people from bad areas that don't have anything to go get, they go to the better areas to go get whatever they're looking for. So it can happen anywhere at any given time. But my solid advice is don't be too scared to fight. If you have to, you have to. Try to even things out. If they're a bigger person, you hit them in the throat. Make sure your shoes are always tied. Don't wear clothes that are falling halfway off your ass. Have a belt on. Make sure that your pants aren't falling. I've seen a lot of people where they're lifting their pants, trying to look hard while they're doing that stuff, and all they're doing is leaving their face open. And that's a great thing. That's a great thing for you not to do, and it's a great thing for somebody else to do, so you can handle that. I was uploading every single day. I'm having a little bit of a hard time doing that. However, I'm going to still be uploading very consistently. So I do ask that you guys subscribe if you like my content. Probably won't make another video about this kind of violent stuff for a very long time. It's not something I really like talking about, to tell you the truth. But I thought it was important for me to put my spin on there, because I've seen some videos where people were like, hey, do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, learn how to get somebody off of you. Yeah, it's good. It's good information to know to get somebody off of you, but isn't it better for you to, like, you know, do the stuff, in my opinion, that walks you in? It doesn't matter that you're 100 pounds and I'm, you know, over 200. If you take your thumb and you jam it in my eye, you know, that's gonna stop a fight. It didn't matter that you had 25-inch biceps or whatever. It mattered just a thumb ending it, a thumb right into somebody's throat. You know, you know, those are very, very effective maneuvers. You know what I mean, or movements, whatever you want to call it. But if you do like my video, I ask that you subscribe, throw me a like. My Cash App is AlienAscend, same as my YouTube name. Leave the link in the description. And thank you so much for rocking with me.